We've had a big update, German Powerhaus Part 1. Let's have a look and see what the garage looks like now. Hey, I'm Mike. I'm just going to run through my garage, some of the changes that have happened since the last update, which was back in the summer. We've had a big update since then, the German Powerhaus stuff, BMWs and Minis. Also, I've upgraded a few things that I'm going to show you just to get up to date with where my garage is. Because we're running the objectives to collect loads of different types of cars at the moment for the Tri-Series Legacy event, I am not holding much fuse material. I'm basically adding it in the garage, letting it count if it counts for the objectives, and then I'm selling it. That's the way I manage things. I'm not trying to upgrade stuff at the moment. I've done too much upgrading in the past. I don't have much I want to upgrade at the moment. I'm upgrading commons that aren't upgraded basically to make my quota on one of the objectives. So that's why I've got a lot of slots open at the moment. The garage is pretty clean as it is. Not a lot of fuse material hanging around. So let's go in and look at the locked stuff. Okay, 5577 cars are locked in my garage. 338 legendaries. That's a lot of legendaries, man. I remember when I passed 200, it was crazy, inconceivable that I would get to 200, and it's just sort of gone from there, really. The more you play, the more you win, the more you can win, I guess, is the answer to that problem. It looks a long way off when you're sitting there with 5 or 6 legendaries, but actually, the more you play, the more you win, the more you can win. And yes, opening packs and buying gold really helps. Okay, let's have a look at my maxed cars. Things that I've maxed since the last update video. In the last update video, I asked you about the yellow Automobili Pininfarina Battista. I wasn't sure if I was going drag spec or 233. In the end, I went drag spec 332, and it pays off. I use it more on drags, mainly the daily events that requires Italian stuff and has drags in it. So maybe not so useful in the bigger, wider picture, but more useful than many of the other legendaries that never get used anywhere. The other car I asked you about in the last video was the Rimac Concept 1, and I've done the same thing. It gets used on a drag more than on a twisty track, therefore I've gone 332, and I think that's not a bad move. I know the other Rimac I have, the white one, is also drag spec, but I do have the twisty E-Runner, which isn't, it's 233. So I think I'm pretty much covered for Rimacs in all occasions. There's a big jump down now. I think the next one is 94. Yeah, Lamborghini Centenario. I went 233 on this. It's quite a recent acquisition, as it were. I haven't had it from old. I got it and I maxed it for an event effectively because everyone else who had it for a long time had it maxed and I wanted to compete in that event. I don't think it was necessarily necessary, but you know, it's an old school good car that I really wanted to have upgraded, and I had the fuse material at the time. In contrast to that, RQ93, a BMW M4 DTM, very much brand new from the new update, and I maxed it straight away, and that's been useful in the recent couple of rounds of events for the new German Powerhaus update. Very useful to have it maxed. It is the best non-price car from German Powerhaus, and I have it maxed 233, so that does really give me a lift in most of the events that are going on at the moment. So yeah, BMW M4 DTM, very useful at the moment and hopefully for the future. Unfortunately, before the German Powerhaus cars came into the game, the best BMW was the M8 at RQ93. When I picked this up only a few months ago, I maxed it because I wanted to have the best standard tyre BMW and the best slick tyre BMW maxed. So I did it with the fuse material I had lying around, burnt through a few useless epics, and thought I was on easy street now for BMW events. And then of course they released German Powerhaus, and that really screwed over this car. However, it's not a bad car. It is 109 handling, pretty useful car I think. Just not quite as useful as it used to be. But when German Powerhaus is finished and over, then it will be useful as a BMW next to the other BMW M4. They are both RQ93 after all, with big handling and slick tyres. So it's not, in the long term, a bad investment. Just in this short term, the last few months, was a terrible investment. Next on the list, RQ88, that was it, Lamborghini Lançador. I got this, really pleased with this. I maxed this 233, which was, I wasn't sure what I was going to do with it because it's really a city streets car in my mind. So 233 was the way I went with it. Really pleased with it. Again, mainly useful in the Italian daily, but also useful in other places. That's pretty much it of significance. Let me take you over to something that is going to be significant. Just got to find it. 86, an American. There it is, Ford Mustang Cobra Jet. This thing I've got at 311 at the moment. I'm going to max this drag spec. Obviously it's a drag car. I think it could be very significant. Look at that 0 to 60, 1.4 so far, and it's only RQ86. Really significant in the game, I think. So that is my next project to be maxed. I'm not doing it in a hurry though. I need to keep a bit of fuse material around because I don't know what's coming around the corner, event-wise, prize car-wise, challenge-wise. But when I get a bit of spare fuse material, that is the thing that's going to be taking it. Get that into drag spec condition. What's next? Okay, so how about German Powerhaus epics? Let's have a look at the German Powerhaus epics that we've maxed. Fully upgraded. Right, 8 of them, including the legendary. So most of this is trash, but the M2 and RQ76 I quite like. It's not as good as the legendaries, but it's pretty good. Good handling for an RQ76. Could be quite useful long term. The BMW 320i Group 5 is just a phenomenal car. I love it. It's one of my favourite cars in the game nowadays. I love the old BMWs and the old Mercedes. They're just a beautiful thing, and the motorsport version of that BMW, just incredible looking. Really pleased to have that. Plus, pretty useful. Good top speed for something that you would think would be more about the handling. So those two, really significant. The other cars that I've ended up maxing for various different events, not that useful at all, especially that all-service tyre 4-wheel drive RQ78. Plus, no offence, the other ones. They may be dominant now, but once we get out of the German Powerhouse stuff, the events and challenges, they're going to really get drowned by all the other more nimble standard tyre cars and off-road cars. Right, let's move into stuff that I want to max. Most significantly is this Audi R8, which we've just won. I think it's going to be quite useful. It is rear-wheel drive instead of four-wheel drive, and we have the silver one, which is very useful. So having both of them maxed 233 may be game-changing for Audi events. Next epic I want to max is, where is it? This beauty, which we also just won. It's, I think, I'm writing saying the best handling Chevy in the epics. I want to get that to 233 as soon as possible. Okay, let's have a look at the two legendaries that I'm thinking about. Obviously, these take a lot more effort to max. As I said, really keen to get this Ford Mustang Cobra Jet up to at least 331. It's only 2 more fuses. For completeness, probably 332, but that seems like a bit of a waste. But there is a potential that one day it might go around a corner. So that's really the next priority for spare fuse material. However, I'm not in a big hurry for it. I need to create some epic and legendary duplicate fuse material effectively so that when the next big event comes up, the next big prize car, I've got something that I need to upgrade, I can do it. The other thing on my legendary upgrade pile is going to surprise you slightly. So this thing, this Citroen 1919 that we all hate and nobody really looked forward to getting, is a significant standard tyre car in the French group, as it were. It has 100 MOA. I'm not sure if I would want to go drag spec with it. It certainly has not much handling, so it could be a good drag spec car. However, it might be just more useful as a 323, which is an unusual thing to say. I don't do many 323s in the legendaries. Or I can't see it being a 233 car. It fills a niche, so I think it may end up being useful. And I think that's more of a reason why I would max it than because it looks great or has great stats. On the flip side, why don't we have a look at some of the most useful cars I'm using at the moment? That might be interesting for you. I think significantly, in the super rares, the biggest thing that I find as an RQ saver in super rares for events and challenges as well is my 2 RQ49 Lotus Elise Sprints. They are significantly good on twisty stuff, slaloms and things like that, G-force, just because of the high handling number and because they're very light and nimble. In the ultra rares, the Nissan Saurus still hasn't worn off its ability to do great things on the slalom and G-force. Again, really high handling, really light. The 0 to 60 is good enough to make that handling figure work. Really crazy good on the slalom stuff. I have one 233 and I have two at 323. The 323 do get more use, I have to say. Right, in the epics, there is a car, an American car, which has been moving its RQ a little bit over the last couple of years, but has become very significant, and that is the Dodge Challenger in red. This thing is just phenomenal. It looks like it would not beat the blue one because of the top speed and the white one and all that stuff, but actually the top speed doesn't matter because it flies off the line and keeps going. Really useful. If I can get a second one of these, I will max a second one of these 332. This one is 332. On the flip side to that, I think my most useful legendary at the moment is a consistently good and useful Hyundai Genesis at RQ97. This thing is 233. It's a price car, I know, but it is just always useful. For the wet stuff, for the dirt, for the grass, for the gravel, it just seems really useful. That's got to be one of my most useful legendaries at the moment. It's a good all-rounder. If you're talking significant cars now, then my 3 max legendaries from the last 3 updates are probably going to be in the discussion. First, my Hyundai Ioniq from Asia Pacific Revival. Crazy useful car. Really pleased to have got that in the update, really early in the update in fact. Very handy car to have in the garage, even for non-Asia Pacific Revival events. Next is the Alpine. This thing, again, really useful. These 3 are the best cars from the updates. I love it, it's great, I use it a lot, more than Hyundai to be fair. That's at 233 as well. These are all 233, these cars, they're all slick tyre beasts. And then, you've seen it already, the BMW M4 from the current German Powerhaus update. And that's the significant changes to my garage over the last couple of months. We'll just quickly drop into what I'm missing, the not owned, non-prize cars. So I'm okay, common, uncommon, rare, I've caught up, I've got all of them so far, until the next update happens and screws that over again. There are 2 super rares and 29 ultra rares. The 2 super rares, fundamentally, this Mini Cooper, I would have really liked for those challenges, for the German Powerhouse challenges, because it is a very useful car. However, the Lincoln Navigator, not useful at all, and I haven't owned it since it's moved down from ultra rare, therefore I'm not too concerned about it. It'd be nice to get it just for completeness. From the ultra rares, the 29, there's only a couple of significance. This Chevrolet, I only just got it as an epic just before it went down to ultra rare, so I fused it away. The BMW 320i would be significant at this moment, but I think going forwards probably not as significant as it could have been. And that's really it, I think. Nothing else down here particularly. Yeah, so not really worried about that sort of stuff. Obviously, there's significant things in the epics and the legendaries. Let me show you what I really want out of those epics and legendaries. I've only had 4 wish-listed legendaries, and one of them is my most wish-listed, most wanted car in the game, and that's the Citroen C3 WRC, which has been out for quite a while now, European New Wave. I have not been able to pull it. It is a really useful, really high-handling off-roader, which often seems to be a city streets car, but I really would like to pull that car. That's my most wanted car in the list. And that's it. That's my garage at the end of October 2025. Right, thank you very much for watching this video, getting a bit of a catch up on where my garage is. Thank you very much for watching all of my videos, or any of the videos you watch. I do appreciate you guys. Get yourself out of here. We are done.